Hi, I'm Rosie and I make stuff. I just filmed the end of my video and now I'm going to film the beginning. Welcome to this video. I'm making this. Caution. Ignore the unfinished nature of that bit. As you will discover later, I'm too lazy to put some buttons on. This is a Punchneedle technique cover for a pillow. With a backing there of fabric, and I hope you enjoy it. So here are my punch needling equipment. I have yarn, I have a punch needle, I have a embroidery hoop, a magical wire thing that threads the punch needle, and Hessian. I've been playing around and I actually like this the most. I mean, it's a bit stiff and grotty and possibly smelly, but I think it's fine. It's fine. This is leftover yarn from a previous project. This is all Jameson Smith pure wool, pure Shetland wool, so it's got a lovely texture, and these colours obviously matte. These are actually left over from this hat which I knitted last year. I did some testing. This is what I got. It's nice and thick. I quite like this weave because Monk's cloth has loads and loads of fibres, but this just, I mean, it looks quite loose, but once you get the yarn in, it goes quite thick. That's the back side. So just experimenting with how it looked, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. It's dense, squishy, and nice. Now I just need to think up a design with these colours and try and draw that out on the Hessian. I cut a random square, which happens to be 19 inches by 19.5 inches, which I think that's a good size, and to be honest I don't want to run out of yarn because that would be bad. So now I'm going to draw on my design and choose which colours go where. I decided to do this simple stylised bee design and drew it out onto the Hessian with a Sharpie. Right, so I have stumbled into a problem so far. This is what I've done, but my embroidery hoop is too small, and I tried to sort of put it around where it's punched, and it's okay, but when I take it off, it's a bit crushed. Like if I show you. There's the front, and yeah, there's a bit of a crushed aspect, but anyway, oh, it's so touchable. Anyway, this is how it is so far, and to solve this problem I have ordered an actual rug hugging frame. I've got a tiny little loop there. I need to somehow punch that back in. So touchable. I'm going to work in a bit of the darker yellow through here as well, so it's a bit more gradiated in colour, and I'm going to do the stripes in a sort of gradiated grey as well, because I don't have enough grey. We work with what we have. One thing I actually do need to do is do a stay stitch around this design. Just pop it on. So now I've got my frame together. It consists of 4 pieces of wood with carpet tack. It's very sharp, so it comes with the felty bits to make sure you don't stab yourself, which is nice. So I'm going to put it fuzzy side down. And there we have it, all ready to punch. Okay, I'm ready to punch now. I've set it up at an angle with Mr. Tolkien, so I've got a bit more space underneath to punch, and I'm going to punch. Just slipping into voiceover mode now while I carry on punch needling. As you can see, I'm punching to the full extent of the needle length. The needle length is adjustable, and this produces a different length of loop. If it's a shorter needle, then it produces a shorter loop, etc. I got my tool from an Etsy store, and it came with 3 different sizes of needle for different weights of yarn. I'm currently using the largest because this is a 4-ply yarn. Punch needling is definitely one of those hard to learn but easy to master kind of skills. It took me a while to get a hang of it, but now I'm quite obsessed with it. The first row is always the hardest, as the weave of the Hessian is a bit loose, but as it fills up, it tightens up and it's a lot easier going. I was inspired to start punch needling by a book that I bought last year by Aruna Kunaraj called Punchneedle. It came out in 2019, and I'll put a picture of it on screen. It's got a really nice set of projects that are really inspiring. They're mostly homewares, sort of cushions, bag, wall art, all sorts of things. And I was really drawn to this because I have lots and lots of leftover yarn from knitting and other kinds of craft, and even if you have a very short length of yarn, you can use it to add a pop of colour at any point in your design. So that really appealed to me. I could get rid of my yarn stash, yarn cabbage. So I'm just punching along each square in colour blocks to start with. If I need to make any adjustments, I just pull it out, and it's really easy to redo. The key to punch needling I've found is absolutely zero tension on the yarn, which is weird because knitting, crochet and pretty much any other fibre craft, you need that tension, but with this, very loose. The slightest bit of tension will pull out the loop. It's not really a fast project, it's more methodical. I'm just feeling where the next hole is by going over the bump of the next warp or weft. I need to start a new ball now, so I thought I'd show you how I do it. Because this was a bit of a mystery to me. I thought it would be quite simple, but no it's not. Okay, so you have the magical wire thing, which is a loop, which I can't pick. Yep, it's a loop. You put it through the hole. It's going to go through the hole and up through the tube. And just feed it through so it comes out the other end. Then open it up, pop your yarn through, and gently pull through. And carefully take that out. And it's done. And it's done. So pull that back, pop it in, pull it through from the other side, and then it's threaded. You'll see I needed a bit more height on this, so I added George R.R. Martin, because they are good chunk books, and I find them really useful for propping stuff up. Put these back on. Oops, don't want that to happen. And continue. The way I've done these is 2 blocks, but then I've left this bit free because I found that the best way to do a gradient is to go up and down rather than side to side. It just looks more natural. And this can be nice and random over here. And there's a little bit stiff on this side, but just give the needle a little wiggle and it won't push too hard. Because if it pushes too hard, then it might push out a loop on the other side. I'll just show you what it's doing. Just gradiating them together. You can just snip that close to the pile and you'll never know it's there. I skipped ahead with this punch needling. I'll just take these off so you can see the full design. I don't have that much grey. I've got 3 types of grey: this dark grey, this medium grey, and a lighter grey there, which I haven't started with. I had the least amount of dark grey. I really wanted that to be the outline, so I used that first. I've only got this much left, which I want to do the outline of the wing and maybe a bit darker shadow at the bottom. And now I'm using the grey. I don't have much of that left either. I have mostly this colour, so I'll use that last. But I did the little face. He's got a little antenna and he's very, very cute. Just turn him over. There's a few pulls, but these can be just snipped and that'll be fine. When I finish this, I'll iron it to some interfacing just to stop it from being pulled out. I'm using a different technique on the stripes. So this was 2 colour blocks and then sort of integrated. Which you can see there. But for the grey parts, I wanted to integrate them a bit more. So it's actually very difficult to tell, but I did these rows in a zigzag pattern. And then I'll go through with grey and zigzag through. So it's almost like a checkerboard effect. And this solid grey at the sides and the bottom. And I will do the same. Oh, you can see a bit clearer there, that's the zigzaggy. For the colour of the wings, I'm going to use this, which is my only other colour. So I didn't want to do them grey because that'll be confusing. So they should be white, but I don't have any white. So this sort of pale oatmeal colour will be fine. I've officially run out of the dark grey, so now I'm working with this lighter grey. I'm not 100% happy that there's so much dark grey on this middle bit, but we'll see what happens. I'm also trying out a new filming setup, so hopefully this is good. Let me know in the comments. I've finished! Woohoo! It's been quite a long time, longer than I expected. So here's my finished bee. A few notes to go for. Well, I've learned a lot because I did some different techniques for this, and some were successful and some were not quite so successful. So these I think work pretty well. These grey bits not so much. I mean, I tried like the checkerboard effect, but didn't really do much. The dark grey outline, I did a little experiment. On this side, I did the inner bit first, and then I did the line afterwards. And on this side, I did the line first and then filled it in. And this side is a lot less definite. And would you believe it? There is a dark grey outline all around, but it's just disappeared. Luckily I had enough dark grey left to just pick out some of the bits that needed to. I redid the legs and the antenna, and I adjusted his smile a little bit because it looked a little bit wonky. But here it is, it's quite thick, and here's the back. Curled up quite a bit. Yeah, this is definite, the outline. See that? But it doesn't quite show up on the other side. So what I'm going to do now is make it into a pillowcase. I have some fabric. This is an extremely lovely wool cashmere blend, and I've had this meter of fabric for so long, and now I'm going to actually use it, which is fantastic. I need to kick myself a little bit for past Rosie, because I used to always buy like 1 meter of the most delicious fabrics, and you can't do anything with 1 meter. I'm going to do a kind of button fastening, I think. Just going to cut this roughly. I'm kind of making this up as I go along. Cut this. Because I want to kind of like flap to put the cushion in. So this side will be attached and then this is open for the cushion. Cool. I like that. I need to iron this. Yeah, happy with that. Now for sewing machine. It's all sewn now, and you know when something turns out to be a really bad idea halfway through? Well, yeah, a French seam on this. Really bad idea. Silly, silly Rose. Would you look at that? I ran out of my bobbin thread. 1 inch from the end. That's irritating. Anyway, here's the big reveal of whether my idea was terrible or not. There's a bit of terribleness. Oh, that's where bobbin ran out. Okay. Okay. Ugh. Okay, not super terrible. Not 100% terrible. Okay, cool. I can deal with this. I need to do some more bobbin thread. Bee. Now my bee is finished. I have, well, okay, not finished. I'm going to put a button in so I can stuff in this pillow. But until then, I'm probably going to be lazy and just ignore it. So, yes, here is my big old cushion. And I am pretty pleased with it. I'm definitely going to make another one. I'll have to go through my yarn stash and see what colours I can pull out, which will probably dictate what patterns I'm going to do. But yeah, I'm pretty darn pleased with this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you could like and subscribe, that would make my little bee very happy. Until next time, bye for now.